I wanted to make a motion that a full complete report shall be prepared and distributed to the public that contains a complete work description and combined cost estimates for the following two options. The first option is, as base bid, include a clear and defined scope of work and all estimated costs as prepared by HHSDR to erect a new middle school building on the same district-owned property and adjacent to the existing high school, that is a full and complete in compliance with all present-day and presently adopted building and ADA codes and standards, and will support a full 6th, 7th, and 8th grade middle school curriculum program. As an add alternate to this, I would like to also say add alternate number 1 line item to also include a total scope of work that relates to all costs to complete the additional 6 permanent classrooms at RENS, and as previously designed and bid in 2011, which was approximately $2 million. And as an add alternate number 2 line item, also include a total scope of work that all estimated costs of relocating a minimum of 3 classroom trailers from RESN to RESS, which really hasn't been looked at or estimated. And also prepare and include a complete financial report for the public that clearly explains the financial aspects required for funding the above project, and shall include but not be limited to the current millage in place that is available for monies that the district can finance against the millage rate without a tax increase, and a breakdown showing the total funds required and the dedicated millage required to complete the base bid number 1, the base bid plus alternate 1, the base bid plus alternate 1, and number 2. And as a second option, I'd also like to also maybe investigate as a base bid, as described in HHSDR's July 20th, 2011 report, include a clear and defined scope of work and estimated cost for a total and complete renovation and expansion of MEC in its full and complete compliance with today's code and or the present adopted building and the ADA codes and standards, and will support a full 6th to 7th, 8th grade middle school curriculum program. That estimate last seen in the 2011 July 20th report was approximately $22.3 million after state and federal reimbursements. But I'd like to further move that all the above reports, after they have been completed and distributed to the public, that the district put to a public referendum the selection of either option 1 or option 2, including the required dedicated taxes required to complete the said projects. So
how about if you wait till the facilities committee and we'll do it in that process? Because we're going to have to.
Motion on the floor.
Okay, motion by Chris Carroll. Did you get that motion?
I got every word.
Did you second? And second, this is right. I like that. This is the package.
basically what I'm asking, Mr. President, is to review all the two options with add alternates to it, as we looked up there and saw the numbers for the new school and put it to the public.
Discussion over?
Just a discussion.
No.
Just a discussion. I really believe that. And the time since I started this process, which was long before I was on the board, attending meetings in the summer, the public has had every aspect of what we have, money-wise, what the millage would be. It's there already. We get criticized in the newspapers because we haven't made a decision. That's where they're saying, they said, we're like the old board, we can't make a decision. I want to tell you what, I have a lot of information I've gathered over the last 3 months. And yes, I understand. The public has had opportunities. They've been given the projections of our finances, the plans for building. I see this as just another way to stall the process, and I'm going to vote against this.
I'm asking just basically to combine it all into one total package
Who's going to
that
do
they
the
can
work?
review.
Who's going to do the
It's
work?
already done. All they have to do
Who's
is
going to do the work?
It would have to be.
Who would put this together? So we're gonna pay,
Or
we're gonna pay
whoever else
them,
wants to put it
we're
together.
gonna pay them $13,000 tonight for the crap that they already put together.
It's already put on this.
Oh, crap.
Put it in a form that's understandable to the public.
Okay, you guys done arguing? I like to say the public deserves the right to choose whether they want to pay taxes for you. Comparison of the cost to build and operate one new middle school with the cost to renovate and operate MEC and DEC. Such studies should be free from any interference or intimidation by members of this board. Such comparison should be completed on the total cost of operating these facilities of the useful life of a new school building. The results of this study should be made available to each member of this board and to the general public.
Motion by Mr. Stein. Second by Mr. Carroll. I would like you to reconsider the intimidation, but I think that implies something rather personal. I would suggest you remove the intimidation from that motion.
Free from interference from membership.
Thank you. Discussion.
Hey, I questioned Mr. Well, brain's going blank here again. About the cost on a $17 million project. Right around $1 million in cost for the design or engineer. Last summer, before I was on this board, I began coming to some of the meetings because I would read reports in the paper of what we were paying consultants, engineers, studies over the years. It's probably in the neighborhood of $2 million total for everyone involved. Now, the motion is to hire another consultant. And where are we getting the money? We just throw more money away and then
Look, it's clear.
decide again. Okay, that's all my comment on the
It's
motion.
about $600,000.
It's very clear that-
Larry, if I can tell you.
Yes, I have a question. I guess, after sitting here and listening to all these meetings and everything, I guess I thought we were in a very good news scenario, really, when I sit back and I listen to what's going on and listen to all the presentations that happen about renovations versus building. I heard 5 architects come in and tell you that building a new school is cheaper than renovating the buildings that you were considering. All 5 architects make that statement. I find out we can do that for less than raising the taxes above the index. That seems like a very, good place for us to be in. I felt like Mr. Skrinovich had the vision, the foresight to get us in that position. We also had the fortunate situation of having PlanCon become available. That all seemed like that was coming together. That was all a good thing. Now the bad news. It looks like we missed the PlanCon window. That's from what I heard Tuesday night. I heard no, it's too late for PlanCon anymore. Your architects have told you that.
Talk to your 4 friends. Maybe they'll come and we'll talk about it. We can still do
Okay,
it.
I'm not done with my question, I guess.
All right, well, say your question because,
Okay, well, this is all leading up to my question. So my question is, it looks like that we're losing $5 to $8 million from this district because this board has been unable to come to what seems to me a very easy decision. So I'd like to have you guys, who are clearly the proponents of renovations, explain what is your reasoning for supporting renovations after you have 5 professionals tell you that that's the wrong way to go.
are you asking me?
I asked any one of the 3 of you. You're the people supporting it. So please, I'd like to hear an explanation.
And your question was why? are
How can you support renovations when you had 5 professionals tell you?
That's exactly the purpose of this meeting tonight and the meetings that we're going to have in the future and so forth. We will look at the pros and cons of each option